Hi, I'm Eric and I have ADHD. It's a difficult thing to explain to people, so instead, I'm just going to show you. I know what you're probably thinking right now, hey Eric, why does your desk look like shit? Every YouTube video I've seen of a guy just speaking to the camera has a really nice space and it's clean and organized and it's cool looking and the lighting's good and all of that. And well, that's because in front of me I've got a bunch of stuff that I've collected over the past few weeks that is all going to, well, a lot of it, most of it, I think, is going to contribute towards making my set where I film in front of the camera look better. And that's actually going to be the topic of this video. I wish I could tell you that I'm starting from scratch right now, but I'm not. If you look behind me, I've already got some stuff set up, right? I've got these soundproofing panels on my wall. I've got a picture over there. What you can't see right now, I've got something up there that I'll show you in a little bit. I've got my desk. This is actually a standing desk, which is going to be really great for filming purposes. And I've got all this stuff that I've purchased at Home Depot and found at, thrift shops, and it also includes shit that I just had laying around. I've also got my lights set up, got a ring light, a couple other lights, I don't know what you call them. I'm new to this whole film game, so anyways, in typical ADHD fashion, I just dove into it without having a plan. And you know what, to be honest with you, so far it's worked out. I think the set as it is right now looks good, but I've got a long way to go. If you look at my space right now, if you look at my previous videos, the difference between me and other professional YouTubers is significant. So we're going to try to minimize that gap today as best we can. Okay, so that's everything we have set up already. Now let's talk about everything that isn't set up but that I've accumulated. So we've got a Edison bulb, which I stuck to a lamp fitting, I think you call it. It's just a socket and a wire. And I had to wire these together even though I had no knowledge of doing that in the past. I was terrified of getting electrocuted. Fortunately, I did not. Already attached the Edison bulb to it. I'm going to hang this from the ceiling. That's the plan, like this. And the big question is, how do I do it in a way that looks good when I'm filming in front of the camera sitting down and filming in front of the camera standing up. And I also want to be able to sort of move my set around, so if I'm filming and I don't want to have it, in this YouTube studio type setup, I can still make use of this space without having, stuff like this in the way and confusing the scene, right? I've got a couple of these bad boys. Here's a 12-foot indoor extension cord, a 6-foot extension cord. I'm planning on running these at the side of the wall and keeping my power up there. That's a weird way to put that, but being able to plug things from the ceiling so I don't have wires showing coming from the ground. And to hide the wires that are going to be running up the side and the corners, I'm going to be using this. And I actually got a rounded piece because my plan is going to be to put the rounded piece in the corner and then have the flat side that's supposed to be sticking to something facing outwards. And then to that, I'm going to attach some LED lights, these bad boys. And they light up different colors and they look awesome. And I actually used these in the past and I cut them up and tried to solder them together. I was trying to do something with them that didn't really work out, and what happened is I ended up reducing my 24 feet of usable LED lights down to like 5 feet maybe. So hopefully I've got enough to run up the side of the wall, but we'll see. We'll figure it out as we go, right? Because that's what we do here. I've also got this, which is a light that is actually made for, we got it for our baby. We were gonna put it in the nursery and use it to light up the room if it was dark out, and we could get to her. Didn't end up using it for that very much. I think I can incorporate it into my set somehow, but I don't know if I'm gonna use this or not. Got it out anyways. All this trash, this is just stuff from the Edison light here, and got some electrical tape. Oh, I forgot to mention, I wrapped my light in electrical tape because I wanted to have it blend in with the background a little bit better. I think if it's black, it'll look nicer than what it was previously, which was just silver. Bright silver would kind of stand out against that backdrop, and I don't want that. This is just water. I'm gonna take a sip right now. Okay, last piece is the coffee pot. So I found this at a thrift shop. It's just a coffee pot. I was like, how can I incorporate something significant to me into my backdrop? Because that's what, everyone on YouTube says to do. And I found a coffee pot, and coffee is significant to me. I love coffee. Coffee is life, right? So, hey, I got a coffee pot. This is a fake plant that I'm planning on putting in the coffee pot. Then I'm gonna put some like dirt in here, and then I'm gonna have it hanging like this, from the roof ceiling, whatever. And I've got a chain as well, somewhere in here that I am gonna use to hang it from the roof with. And I've also got a little bit of dirt here from a plant that was repotted that I'm gonna put in the coffee pot, and hopefully that comes together in a really cool, interesting way. Because I know that probably sounds a little wild, but we'll see how it turns out. Now, before we get started, I've created ADHD management tools and techniques that allow me and others to have more control over our lives and be more efficient and effective. Now, I'm going to caveat that in the context of this video with two things. One, in certain areas of my life, I like to turn down the control nozzle slightly and let a little more chaos in. I find the process to be more organic that way and definitely more creative. And the perfect application for something like that for me is design, like in the design of this set. Number two, whatever strategies I would typically put in place to help me through a process like this, I'm not going to use, because the goal is to give you an unrefined look at what ADHD looks like in action. With that out of the way, let's jump into it. Hey Eric, why do you have a bowl of water on your desk in your office? It's complicated. Rounded, flat, instead of like this, flat side down, rounded side out, we're gonna do it the opposite. We're gonna have rounded side in the corner, and we're gonna have flat side out, because the plan is to stick the LED lights, these guys, to this part. And we've already got a little sticky here, so we're just gonna have to figure out how to stick the unstuck sticky.
So one of the trademark traits of people with ADHD is our inability to think in a linear fashion. So rather than going through the typical ordinal process of conceptualizing, planning, building, and testing, all of that kind of happens all at once. And we're going to see that play out here.
I mean, we're talking about a quarter of an inch that I'm going to need to chop off of this. So how do we chop it? Fun fact, when I was in 5th grade, I cut my hand with safety scissors using this exact motion. I still have the scar. Okay, so we've got enough room at the top and bottom. By the way, this is a blackout curtain. I put it here because sunlight coming into the room with the other lights kind of screws things up a bit. At least that's what somebody told me on the internet. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is just plug in my extension cords and make sure that the length is okay. Cut these guys already, so hopefully that works. I mean, would it have made sense to do that before cutting it? Probably, but hey, whatever. 6-footer. Oh, it's like perfect. It's like perfect length. And I've got this 12-footer here. Have it right here. Oh, can't see me. And I'm gonna go over like that, and I think it's gonna come down here. And then the only thing, I mean, we're here now, but will this light clash with that light? Maybe I just take this one off. Hopefully it doesn't peel the paint off because it's stuck on there with some strong tape, some strong mounting tape. But Anyways, let's go. I don't know why I'm out of breath. Whew. Okay, so I'm gonna stick this guy in. And actually, before I do that, I need to get some tape, some mounting tape. So I'll be right back.
Many of us are very talented problem solvers, but we get in trouble when we look at things through the scope of the immediate and not the future. So here I'm thinking about what the best way to get this on the wall is now and not what happens when blank. If I need to take it off the wall, will it tear off the paint? Will I be able to open it when it's stuck to the wall? So I'm not giving myself a chance to solve for those questions now when it makes the most sense, because now I can do something about the installation to prevent those problems in the future, but instead I'm creating bigger potential problems that I'll have to deal with at a later point.
I'm back. The base of this is gonna be right up against the trim at the bottom. And let's see. I think what I need to do is put tape on either side. All right, yep, that's gonna work. How'd that look on camera? That looks good, right? I think so. Now, I should probably put the cables in before I stick to the wall, just to make things easier. Oh, wait. Shit, did it the wrong way. Stuff all the tags. You know what? I should cut these tags off. Okay. Come on. Give it there. I realize there's like a, oh shoot. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a little, let's see if I can adjust the camera. Yeah, there we go. So like, this should be flush with that, like it fits in. You can see it down here at the bottom, kind of fits in like perfectly. So, oh, there we go. When I just snapped it in willy-nilly, it didn't sit flush, but there we go. All right, now I've put my hands all over the sticky tape, so that's probably not sticky anymore. I'm just gonna peel it off and we'll start with a fresh one. I'm gonna do 4 spots. I'm gonna stick it to the wall. I've had mounting tape mishaps in the past. I think that's gonna be...
We see the ADHD tags showing up everywhere. In this case, I didn't measure my walls before going to Home Depot, so when I got cable covers, I wanted to make sure I had enough, and I got a 3-pack. I only needed a 2-pack, so I paid for an extra one, all because I didn't measure.
Okay, there we go. I don't know why I'm making those noises. All right. Ooh. There we go. See that on camera? No, not really. Here, let me fix that. You know what I should do? I should set up my phone so I can get like cool action shots. I wonder if you do this a lot, like film yourself doing this kind of thing, if you get used to moving the camera around, it just becomes like a natural feel, because it's pretty odd, like moving the camera each time I decide to do something. It almost kind of makes it feel a little more deliberate, which is cool. A lot of what happens when you're just running on ADHD is you autopilot through things, you're not thinking about it, you're not paying attention, and in this case, you know, I am. Each scene I'm thinking about what I'm doing. It's interesting. Crap, I don't know if this is gonna work. I wanna do a side. No, will it? There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. If you're wondering why I keep looking like off, I have a monitor set up where I can see what my camera's showing, so that looks a little weird, that's why. Well, almost, but not quite. I need a stand that's, oh wait. Yeah, there we go, solving problems. And here we go. We've got 2 shots going at the same time. Except you can see on my cables it doesn't look very good. So what if you can see the cables? right. All right. Okay, now we're gonna take a little film off the back, and then we're gonna stick it to the wall. I think I just ran out of space on my SD card. That's a bummer. Good thing I've got you. All right, we're gonna finish this off with the phone camera here. Oh, get to the top, there we go. All right. Whew. So, here's what we did.
We don't usually clean as we go, and that's because cleaning feels like an obstacle in the way of the objective. It's an extra thing to do and worry about aside from what our mind is currently fixed to. And to break our mind free of that is very executive function intensive.
And boop. And there we have it. Beautiful. Oh. So just to keep you abreast of what's going on, I ran out of storage on my SD card, so I plugged it in my computer. Now I gotta go through it and delete the files that I've already transferred and I'm not using anymore. And yeah, that's gonna take a minute. Here they are. Time remaining, about 35 minutes. So while I'm waiting for my files to transfer over, I heard the sound of a sticky coming unstuck. You know, the wall. I heard it. I don't trust it. I mean, I can't see anywhere where it came. Oh, right here. There it is. Yep. But that makes me nervous. And we are back and ready to go. Space is cleared off in the SD card. Thing is up, and now it's time to put the LED lights on. So let's get to work. Right now, I'm just hoping that I've got enough coverage to go up all the way on the wall. Okay, so this one's like taped together, and okay, I think this one's garbage. It's a lot of lights going to waste. I don't have a solder right now. Guess we should make sure it works first and foremost. Okay. Yep. And let's see how much coverage we get. Well, that kind of sucks. So from, I'll start it right about here, which is kind of at my kneecaps. That's how high we go. You see it? From there to there. That's really not great at all. Man, I wish I didn't cut this thing up. What happens if I just press them together? Nothing. Nothing at all. Shit. I don't know. Maybe I just stick these on as is for now, and then I get halfway up the wall and I figure out what to do with the rest of them. I'm probably gonna have to go get a soldering gun and solder it together. I tried to do that last time, and I had never soldered before, and it's a lot harder than it looks. I think it needs to be done. Or just buy new lights. We'll see. We'll see. What I should do is I should figure out what's gonna be a better use of like time versus money, you know? Is the time I spend trying to repair this and buying the solder gun and soldering gonna be worth that same value in time? I don't know. The problem is I don't know how the hell long it's gonna take, right? That be the challenge. I really screwed this thing up, didn't I? Oh, Eric, what did you do? Where'd I put the remote? I'm gonna electrocute myself. What do I do? So what I could do, I mean, this is risky, but I could cut it again. And cut this piece, slowly running out of usable pieces. Should I do it? I still need a way to connect them. Is there a way to connect without soldering? Change of plans. We're gonna get rid of the LED lights. We're not gonna get rid. We're just not gonna use them yet. We're just not gonna use them right now. We'll figure out what to do with them later. I don't know if you've ever soldered before, but it's harder than it looks. This took multiple attempts. I mean, it still didn't come out great. All right, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do next. So what do we got? Okay, I'm gonna run the cable that pokes out of the top. I'm gonna hook that up to the ceiling, and then I'm gonna run the cable down, and I'm gonna try to hook up my Edison light.